Guys, what's up? Darcy here at 6 Strings 9 Lives, back for a CD vinyl update. Yeah, finally an update that doesn't involve a box set. Those, they all kind of just seem to come at one time. And in the meantime, I've had a few things piling up here that I like to show you, including one new release. Kind of gave you a sneak peek on that one a few videos ago, but we will definitely cover that album off. I have a band here today, an older thrash band actually, that after multiple tries, they finally clicked with me. I'm going to show you that band and that album from that band. But before we get rolling today, the ranking video that I am working on, that's almost done and will be my next ranking video, Black Sabbath for sure. Listening to some Rush in the background, their last studio album. Clockwork Angels, fantastic album. But there's another band that I love, and I don't know if I've been putting off a ranking. Yeah, I have. I have been putting off this ranking video of Rush. I just love all their albums, and I truly do. A band that's been with me since 1982. And but let me know in the comments, is that something you want to you know what, give me a hurry up ball, get my ass moving, whatever. Just let me know in the comments if you're a fan and you'd like to see a Rush ranking video from me. It will be tough, but I will, you know what, I'll pull through. I can't stop thinking big. But anyways, there's a little bit of a Rush humor, whatever you want to say. But today, let's see. Let's start off with that album that I was telling you about that finally clicked with me. I didn't want to give up on these guys. A friend of mine right here on YouTube, Metal Mickey, sent me 2 albums, actually 1 album and an EP from this band, Mordred. This is their second album, In This Life, and an EP called Vision, probably about 2 years ago, and I've just have never stopped trying with them. But until just recently, when I picked up this reissue of Fool's Game, this one, and I know the album quite well, but this is a brand new reissue from Dissident Productions. It's still in the cellophane. I'm actually going to be sending this one back. It's got a big seam split starting here. The record actually has a little bit of a wobble, so there's a replacement on the way, so I'm just going to leave this on here. But Mordred, a thrash band from, where are they from? The Bay Area too, I believe. Totally missed these guys back in the day. And they do have a bit of a funk element, they say, but that doesn't scare me a bit. I don't mind those funky bass lines and things like that. But what got me is I listened to their second album first, which is really growing on me now. But between their first album, Fool's Game, and In This Life, they added a, like a turntable guy, with the scratching and the things like that. And originally, I won't lie to you, that was a bit of a turn off, like, okay. But then over time, it kind of grew on me. It's like, okay, that is just that extra element that sets these guys apart from other bands. And I learned to appreciate it for what it was. But anyways, this is, like I said, this is just when they were a 5-piece. They didn't add their turntable guy until that album. But this, yeah, definite thrasher piece on. I'll put this one in there. This one is growing on me so much. I've spun it, either on my headphones or this actual album I spun 4 times already. And I will definitely try to pick up In This Life if it is reissued. I think originals, you just don't see them around here. But so there's the back again. If I haven't shown that yet, but I think I did. Anyways, this one comes on a nice blue vinyl. Here is the card, nice and thick, and there is the band shot right there. But yeah, I just kept on these guys, and they just finally clicked, and I'm glad they did. They're a band, a noise band, if you know the label Noise Records, and generally most of the stuff for noise I really enjoy, and hopefully even if they make this one into a box set with their first couple albums and EP. Tracks to check out, my favorites. Actually, Every Day is a Holiday is a very catchy tune. I know a lot of people kind of push that one aside. There's a cover of Rick James' Super Freak on here. And you know what, for these guys, good choice in the covers. But my favorite tracks on here are The Artist, Reckless Abandon, and State of Mind. 3 great tracks to check out, especially The Artist. A very catchy tune. And yeah, if you don't know Mordred, give them some time. And I think in the beginning too, I thought, you know, what a kind of a weird name this is for a band, but growing on me big time. And like I said, I will definitely be on the lookout for their second album, In This Life, on vinyl. Where are we going to go next? Let's go to, all right, the one album that I did touch on in a video. I did kind of an unboxing. And at that point, I think I heard the album once. But you probably know that I am a longtime Metal Church fan and was always hoping, you know, sadly, of course, R.I.P. Mike Howe, but I was always hoping they would continue because, I mean, Kurt Vanderhoof is a great songwriter and writes some very melodic stuff, some just really musical, catchy heavy metal. Not super thrashy, although I've always said their first 2 albums have some thrashy elements. And I'd say even the new one, this one, Congregation of Annihilation, it's back to elements of those first 2 albums. Not only is their new singer Mark Lopes similar to David Wayne, more so than Mike Howe. Yes, he's his own singer, but there is definitely some David Wayne, you know, nuances to his vocals. And I really enjoy this album. The only critique I do have is at times, and I'm not saying it's a overall big problem, but it's almost like Mark tries too hard. He's, you know, overly harsh for no reason, if that makes any sense. But it doesn't let this album down for me. There's some fantastic tracks on here. The first single was called Pick a God and Pray. Great. Couple standouts that I really enjoy are Children of the Lie, Me the Nothing, and Say a Prayer with 7 Bullets. This is the Rat Pack Records version, which I did show on that other video, but here's the hype sticker. Now, their North American distribution is Rat Pack. European is Reaper Entertainment. So if you are, and that one, actually, the Reaper Entertainment one has the full, even has the bonus tracks. Let me just show you this vinyl first. It's pretty cool. It is a gold and black vinyl. Really, this one is really cool. And there's the center ring there. But the Reaper Entertainment version has the bonus tracks. This one does not. But on the CD, it does have the bonus track. So I also picked up the CD for this one. Just one of those bands that I, you know, pretty much try to pick up everything. Here's the inner for that. So if you haven't heard the new Metal Church, go out and give it a try. I think it's better than XI. I don't know if it's better than Damned. If you do, after a few more months, I will update my Metal Church ranking because I didn't even have, it's a few years old. It's actually probably 5 years old. It doesn't even have Damned If You Do on it, but stay tuned for that. We'll put that on the to-do list. All right, a couple of, a band that my interest was re-sparked from their new album called Seven, and the band is called Winger. Winger is one of those, you know, hard rock, glam, whatever you want to call them, from back in the day. I love the debut album, which I picked up on vinyl recently, and I thought, you know, I'm going to pick up the other 2 because I really do love some Winger, put it that way. And their new album is, right now, from what's come out this year already, it's in my top 5 for sure. So if you haven't checked out the new album from Winger from 2023 called 7, go out and give it a try. It's top notch. But anyways, I picked up a couple of reissues. This one is their second album, In the Heart of the Young, Winger 2. Originally, this one came out in 1990, and there's a shot of the band. Of course, you have Kip Winger, Reb Beach. At the time, you got Rod Morgenstein, Paul Taylor, which Paul Taylor is now back in the band, which is very cool. They're a 5-piece now, because what's his name? Roth, is his name John Roth? John, or I think it's John Roth. He's still in the band too, which is pretty cool. This is about as original of a band that has stayed together out of a lot of the bands I listen to. But basically, this is a No Frills reissue from Friday's Music. Let me show you. There's not even an inner in it, but that's okay. As long as I have the music, I'm happy with that. There was some, actually, I should have showed you, we should have talked about, you know the big hits off this one. Can't Get Enough, Miles Away, Easy Come, Easy Go. Not my favorite from them, but a really good album produced by Beau Hill. So, you got Beau Hill connection with tons of these bands at this era, like Rat, for example. And this one came on a really cool red transparent vinyl with very nice center rings, the same on both sides. So I picked up that one, and kind of the one that really sparked me, of course, was the new album, and this one came up for reissue. This is only came out reissued about a month ago. This is their third album from 1993 called Pull, which I have no idea what this album cover is. This is one of those albums that I kind of missed the boat back in the day, but I've learned to love. I absolutely love this album. This is a hidden gem, for sure. If you don't know this album, definitely go check it out. Winger got a shit deal back in the day. Then this album comes out in 1993. Grunge is in full force. They get lost in the shuffle. They don't come back for, They don't come back for like 13 years or so. Probably, yeah, about 13 years. And they have 3 more albums in between. They have, it's called 4, Karma, and Better Days, which I don't have on any format. I'm looking for them. I will pick them up. Hopefully they get reissued on vinyl. They're really solid albums. And yeah, like I said, back in the day, after their second album, I kind of just lost track of them. But this is fantastic. Check out, Down Incognito is a fantastic song. But my favorite song on this album is called Junkyard Dog, Tears on Stone. Great, great track. In for the Kill, another one. This is actually heavier edge than their first 2. Little more, I don't know, serious tone, even maybe on the lyrics, and definitely heavier on the music. So this is a Friday's Music. Again, no frills, nothing in here whatsoever. But like I said before, as long as I got the music, this one comes on silver vinyl. Logo's the same on both. So yeah, as a Winger fan, I'm definitely hoping for some reissues for 4, Karma, and Better Days. I think those all originally came out on Frontiers Records, which all of their stuff is super hard to find and disappears quickly. So next up we have, let's go with one of the Canadian Big Four. So if you don't know, I'm from Canada, and the Big Four, at least what they list anyways, is Annihilator, Sacrifice, Razor, and Voivod. 4 bands that I love. I know Exciter, I would throw them in as a 5th, although they're not thrashy, some thrashy elements, but they're more considered a speed metal band, which I would argue that Voivod is a everything band, and even Annihilator, their mid-catalog is not as technical thrashy as their early stuff too, but whatever. Some great bands coming out of Canada, but this is one that I was looking forward to picking up, a reissue from High Roller. This is Sacrifice Soldiers of Misfortune. This is their third studio album. Came out in 1990, I believe. Yeah, 1990. And if you don't know their legendary second album called Forward to Termination, definitely check that one out. And I would say this is probably my second favorite from them. But here's the band in the back. And they were together for the most part on all 5 of their albums. I think Gus on drums stepped out for one album. But yeah, Rob Urbanati, Joe Rico, Scott Watts, and Gus Pine on drums. Some good old Canadian thrash. If you haven't checked out Sacrifice, recommend this one. But for sure, if you want to check out one of their best, Forward to Termination. Anti-static sleeve, High Roller. Great job by High Roller. Here is the centering black vinyl. Spun this one a few times already. Actually had it on cassette back in the day, so happy to get it on vinyl. And High Roller includes always some goodies. So there is 2 sheets here, one with your kind of collage and write-ups on it, and there's the full write-up of what was happening at the time with this band. And here's the big customary collage right there, and all the lyrics on this side, and a full poster, not a large poster, but large enough anyways, of the cover, which is another perk of High Roller Records. So I'm still on the still looking out for their 4th album. Hope that one gets reissued at some time too. Forget what it's called. Apocalypse Inside, I think, possibly. Never had that one on any format. But anyways, check out Soldiers of Misfortune. Next up today, what do we got? This one I never ever did show. I picked it up on the last record store day. And if you've watched my channel for more than 4 videos, you probably know that I'm a huge U.D.O fan. So this is U.D.O live in Fresno, 1983. Very similar track listing to Donington 83, if you have that one. I think there's maybe a couple of songs that got changed up, or one dropped and one added. But anything U.D.O I'm going to pick up no matter what. Here is the gatefold for that. Where's that hype sticker? Yeah, this is, like I said, record store day exclusive. I don't know if they'll keep it that way, but this there's the hype sticker. So this is a 2 LP on red vinyl. 40th anniversary of the classic live show. First time on vinyl. Features Rainbow in the Dark, Heaven and Hell, Holy Diver, which it seems they always do those, those reprises of, or medleys. That's what the word I was looking for, not reprise. Those medleys. I'm not a big medley guy, but when it comes to U.D.O, you always got to throw in the Heaven and Hell, and then something in the middle, and then finish the song, and throw in Man on a Silver Mountain, stuff like that. Anti-static sleeves on these. They did a good job with this, and some more red vinyl. So definitely one of the more dominant colors over the past, I would say, 5 years. I see a lot of red vinyl, and mostly this transparent or, fairly transparent. But yeah, if you like some U.D.O and you're, is this necessary to have? Probably not, but if you're a U.D.O, fanatic like I am, I had to pick it up. The prices of those usually shoot up, and then they're way out of reach. So let's go with, okay, here's a band that I pretty much knew nothing about, but my Sabat box set video kind of sparked the conversation in the in the comment section, where it so often does, and I make notes all the time. I have a book here that has lists and lists of bands or songs to check out, albums to check out. But the band that I got recommended to me was another Andy Sneap involvement band, and that is Hell. So I knew nothing about Hell, heard the name, definitely that's about it. I know a few people have shown their stuff, but I never really dug into it until now. checked the Nuclear Blast website, and these two albums were available. So this is their, maybe I'll give you a little bit of a background first. This band is from in the 80s. They started probably in the early 80s with this guy, David G. Halliday, who passed away in 1987. And he is the guy that taught Andy Sneap how to play guitar, as far as I can tell. Let me read this hype sticker. It's very small. New wave of British heavy metal legends, Hell unleashed their brand new album. One of the true founding fathers of occult metal, and a huge influence to many bands, including Metallica. So yeah, I did not know that. I did a little bit more reading. They probably don't. The new wave of British heavy metal was kind of on its way out at that point. That's what I read about these guys. But yeah, David G. Halliday gone, and then they kind of disbanded, and they got back together with 4 or 3 out of 5 of the original members, obviously not David, and then Andy Sneap came in, and then they brought in a vocalist, which is the other guy's brother. I forget what his name is, but David Bauer. Very unique brand of just metal to me. These guys are, there's definitely some atmosphere in here. I really, really enjoy this, and a great recommendation from all the people that recommended. This is Human Remain from 2011, produced and mixed by Andy Sneap, and you definitely can hear that sound. There's some vibes. Which album was Accept, Blood of the Nations. I can hear that especially the bottom end of Andy's producing, things like that. And there's hit and miss stuff with Andy Sneap, but this one is very well produced and a great album. And I was told to check out the track On Earth as It Is in Hell. Yeah, you weren't lying, whoever recommended that to me. It is superb. Great album. And did I show you the CD yet? There's the CD. Pick these up at Nuclear Blast. And here's their second album called Curson Chapter from 2013. So as far as I know, that's only 2 studio albums they have. Same lineup with Andy Sneap in here, and he's definitely the younger of the guys. But Andy, not only is Andy a great producer, he's a really good guitar player too. And I didn't realize that he was even involved with this band. But check out the songs. 2 tracks jump out at, actually 3. The Age of Nefarious, Harbinger of Death, and Faith Will Fall. Yeah, I think that's the third one. But yeah, that Harbinger of Death, great tune. So this is what I know is there are only 2 albums. So let me know in the comments, is this a band that you're aware of? Because I'm really glad I got these, and hey, discovering them late, that's okay. And to wrap up this update, I got one from, so maybe don't watch my Flotsam and Jetsam ranking, because this album will actually is dead last in their catalog. But I'm a huge fan of this band, and have kind of said I would pick up anything they've ever done on vinyl, and so I picked up Dreams of Death. And even though it's dead last, it does have some great tracks. Just one of my least favorite Flots albums, but the other thing is it's one of my least favorite lineups of the band too. So sorry, my mouth is dry today. But as far as the band goes right now, there is only one member from this album, and that is Eric Knudsen. On this album, this is a gatefold reissue from Back on Black. There's a couple tracks here for sure I can recommend you check out. Straight to Hell and Childhood Hero. Check out those 2 tracks. Pretty decent, but like I alluded to before, Eric sounds great on this album. But as far as the lineup goes, the only other founding member at the time was Ed Carlson on guitars, which nowadays it's Eric and Eric and Michael Gilbert has been in the band forever. Ken Mary on drums, and a couple other great guys, which I'm going to forget their names at this point, but still a huge Flotsam fan, so I will pick up any reissue on vinyl. But that is it for today. Let me know again if you... I know you want to see the Black Sabbath ranking, and that is almost done. Of course, there's going to be things that are shuffling around, but a great catalog. And, you know, sometimes it's hard to work through these bands with these large discographies. We all have those entry points of when we got into bands, things like that, what we have for preferences. And let me know about Rush, too. I am going to continue to listen to this album today. Fantastic album, great band. But that is it for today. Until next time, stay heavy.